Hey, how is everybody doing? Okay, couple of things. We've got a lot to get through, and I've got a bit of a head cold with a little bit of bronchitis, thanks to my COVID booster shot. So it's all a bit bad. But let's go through what's going to happen. Okay, couple of things. Firstly, the open test build is done. Okay, but it doesn't go live for another hour. However, guys, we have got so much to go through. Okay, and I mean so much. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on some slides that Wargaming have sent me to go through some of the balance changes. Okay, now these are proposed balance changes. Let's be honest here. Okay, Wargaming have said, look, they're not nerfs, they're not buffs, they are balance changes. What they're trying to do, they're trying to balance out tier 10. And what we're going to do, we're going to go through it. As I said, some tanks get a lot of looking, some tanks don't. I am in my Discord, by the way. So if you want to jump in and you want to discuss, by all means do so. It's fair game. You know, as long as you don't swear and as long as you abide by the rules, no racism and all that sort of stuff. By all means, you can get in. I will be coughing a lot as I've got this head cold mixed with a little bit of bronchitis. Yeah, that's right, booster side effects. So excuse me. Anyway, look, before I get into that, I'd love to, there's no delay, so I'd like to say a massive hello to each and every one of you. Some names I know, some names I don't know, so, I would go for every single one of you, but it's pretty different. But I see Sarah's there. Hello, Sarah. I see Ashley's there. Yes, Ashley, that Simpsons mug is never going to be given away. Sorry, no, ain't happening. Hi, Mike. Hi, Slate. Leah, how you doing, my friend? Level 2, how are you? Ferry, how are you doing? Noah, how are you doing? Dreadhead Pete, how are you doing there? James, hello. Lord Cantius, how are you doing, my friend? Desvid, how are you doing? Yoda, Jedi Master's there as well. Kerfuffles is also there. So there's quite a few of you out there. So you can see at the moment, I'm just in my normal garage. I'm not in the open test. So, and you can see I've already got the E50 loaded up. Why? Well, Wargaming did announce, teach me how to play. That should be my name. The Shell Magnet Shelly, how you doing? So Wargaming did announce a couple of changes that were coming, a couple of proposed balances, and the 50B was one of them. But what we're going to do, we're going to look at every single one. Now, the slide they've sent me shows both the French tech tree and the Chinese. So that's what we're going to look at. So without further ado, boom! These are going to be all the proposed balance changes, guys. Let me just move my camera a little bit to the side, if I can. There we go. So, let's start with the 50B. Dispersion. Ephelum, hello. So, the dispersion on the 50B is going to be increased by 0.02. Now, that may not seem a lot, but it can be. I mean, don't forget, dispersion is when it does this in the reticle. Aiming time will also increase by 0.4 seconds. The armor thickness on the lower plate will also be decreased. At the moment, these are sounding like nerfs, It ain't going to be the same tank that it is now. The number of shells, the big one, is going to be increased by 1. So that means there are going to be 4 shells in that magazine. The damage, however, will be reduced by 20 HP. And the reload time in the magazine will be increased by 5.8 seconds. This is pretty big stuff for the 50B. I am not going to lie. I mean, that is pretty big. The 50B is not going to be the tank that it is right now. Okay, so you need to know this, guys. That is big changes to the 50B. But you will see that when we start looking at some of the other tanks, these are balances, and we'll get to that in a moment. Well, the Foch there, you can see, not much here. Dispersion at 100 meters is increased, and the reload time for the full magazine will be decreased by almost a second. These are not major changes for the Foch, okay? Not really. Same with the AMX-30. That's the AMX-30B, by the way. Reload time will be decreased by almost 0.2 seconds. maximum speed will be decreased and the APCR will be replaced by AP. Now, you'll see this is a common theme, by the way. Okay, the common theme is for all the mediums, they are going to have APCR, if they've got APCR, changed to that of AP. Okay, that's going to be a common theme that you're going to see. Next, we have the AMX M4 Mil 54. Again, the tinkering with the dispersion. They are also going to be adding tungsten shells. Why? But they are. They will also add sandbag and enhanced sandbag provisions. So you're going to get these consumables, but the engine power will also be decreased. As you know, I mean, the AMX M4, it probably does need tungsten shells, to be perfectly honest with you. It does struggle a little bit from time to time with its penetration. Big one here, another big one, is the Batchat. Now, the Batchat at the moment is struggling. Not going to lie, it's forget the Sheridan. The Sheridan's got the worst win rate in Tier 10 for the lights. Batchat has got the second worst win rate. So the Sheridan is currently churning out at like 52.2%, and this is churning out at like 52.4%. There's not much in it between the two of them. Now, the Batchat, bless it, is sort of been, well, you know, kind of overlooked since the introduction of the T100 LT, a tank that we will get to. But the Batchat is going to be seriously looked at here. So we're going to have the crossing capacity coefficients are going to be increased. That's a lot of you, that's going to make a lot of difference. Trust me, to the super unicums, that makes a big difference. It means they're going to be able to traverse terrain a lot easier. View range, another big thing, especially in a light tank, is going to be increased. Now, 10 meters doesn't seem that much, but it is actually quite a lot, 10 meters. Again, as I said, APCR will be replaced with an AP shell. Vehicle durability, that is its hit points, by the way, will be decreased by 100. I mean, that is crazy. I mean, the Batchat hasn't got massive hit points anyway. It's the same as the Sheridan. Yeah, they're going to reduce it. But that brings it in line with some of the other lights out there. This is where it gets interesting. Shell reload boost consumable is going to be added. Now, I don't know what that is. I'm thinking that is similar to what you get on the FV4005, but I'm not sure. And I'm hoping that the open test will show us that. Time will tell. The other thing the Batchat is going to get is a spore liner. Wow. I mean, that is also another big deal for the Batchat, because the Batchat is prone to HE. So it's going to get a spore liner and it's going to get a shell reload boost consumable. That could be a big deal for the Batchat, not being funny. Moving over to the Chinese tanks, well, the WZ121 just gets its engine power increased. The 121P also gets an improved power boost and reactive armor consumables. So, again, hopefully the open test will show that, if we can. It will have improved gunpowder provisions as well. I mean, I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's a premium tank. But, I mean, I always find that the 121B is sort of not really playing second fiddle to the 121. So why the 121B is getting this and not the 121, don't know. And again, it's also going to have its ACPR changed to that of AP. WZ113GFT. Well, this one's going to have a bit of a rebalancing as well. Hull traverse speed is going to be increased by 3.13 degrees a second. Reticle calibration consumable is going to be removed. So you know that's like the binoculars that you see, like the light blue binoculars. Gone. It's not there anymore, guys. You don't need it on the WZ, apparently. Well, I don't know. The harbour thickness on the hull and on the turrets is going to be increased, so it's going to be a little bit stronger, side and front. But the armour thickness will be increased for the upper glacis plate by 40 millimeters. I mean, 40 millimeters is a lot. 17 millimeters for the bottom. That's also pretty significant, to be honest. So the WZ is going to sort of add a little bit of steroids pumped into it. Then we get a tank that really is being looked at. Now look, the WZ113 I think is a great tank. Okay, I think it's a beautiful tank. It's just not played a lot. And it's not played a lot because a lot of people don't like its turret traverse, its mobility, as in all turn, and its lower armour. So it's being balanced, it's being looked at. So hull traverse speed is going to be increased by 8.34 degrees. That is significant in the WZ113. I mean, this is a fantastic tank. Maximum speed, however, will be decreased. That's not a big deal for this thing, believe me. The armour thickness will be increased. The upper part of the hull sides by 15 millimeters and the lower part by 16. This is bringing a lot of armour to a tank that really didn't have much hull armour to begin with. But the vehicle's weight will be increased. Now that will affect its overall terrain crossing, and the dispersion will also be increased. Now, that's right, Nico. The WZ113 is not going to be turning like a Titanic anymore, but more importantly, it's going to have that extra little bit of armour, which means you're probably able to angle this tank a little bit better and get those bounces. Again, only time will tell. And last on that list is the WZ1115A, another premium tank, one that Droodles thinks is the best tank ever. Not convinced myself, but hey. Dispersion at 100 meters is going to be decreased. Well, that's a big thing for that tank. Maximum speed will also be decreased, and the reload time will be decreased by almost a second. I mean, that is significant for the 1115A. These are big changes, guys, and the big ones to note from that is the Batchat, the WZ113, and the AMX50B. Okay, those are big, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's not all doom and gloom. We're now going to jump across to have a look at the American tanks. I'm leaving the other tanks for a while. We're going to look at the American tanks. Okay. I'm sorry, I just got a message from Wargaming saying that the open test starts in an hour. So I just wanted to look at the American tanks because we looked at the 50B and I want to show you its counterpart, the 57 Heavy. So this is the American side. Now, forget the cons. I'm going to jump straight to the 57 Heavy because this is where it becomes important for you guys. Okay. So, what time do I get to Bournemouth tomorrow? I don't get to Bournemouth tomorrow at all, mate. I get to Bournemouth on like Thursday. So, T57 Heavy. Vehicle durability will be increased by 50 hit points. That means there's more HP in the tank. The reload time for the full magazine will be decreased by almost 1 second, 0.95 seconds. That is pretty significant. Turret traverse speed will be decreased by 13.5 degrees. That's how quickly it goes round. The shell reload boost consumable will also be added, along with improved gunpowder provisions. Okay, this is big for the 57 Heavy. We then move on to the armour. Armour thickness in the front hull will be decreased by 51 millimeters. That is a lot. That will bring it in line with what you generally see at the moment with the AMX50B. But the armour thickness and the armour thickness of the lower glacis plate is also going to be decreased by 15 millimeters. Again, these are big decreases. Armour thickness, however, on the turret lower front will be increased, and on the side it will be increased, and in front of the oscillating part, that's where the gun goes up and down, that'll also be increased. So that is turning a 57 Heavy into more like a 50B. So this is why Wargaming are insisting these are balance changes or rebalancing. So they're bringing the 57 Heavy kind of up to the standard that a 50B currently is at. Dispersion at 100 meters will also be increased by 0.019. So there you see it's going to change. So 57 Heavy is getting a lot of looking at, and it's not going to be the same tank. It's going to play, I think that is going to play a little bit more like the 50B is playing at the moment. Okay, whereas the 50B is going to get that extra shot. It's going to have quite a bit taken away from it, and that's going to be a different tank. I'm now going to jump straight to the M6 Yo. The reason I'm doing that is because the Yo is another significant tank. Again, it's going to get its HP decreased, which isn't a bad thing, in my opinion, for the Yo, because it is a bit trolly. The engine power is also going to be decreased. I don't know if I agree with that, to be honest with you. The things that concern me are now the next ones. Shell reload boost. Why? Okay, it makes sense if you've got the 2 shell, but that's obscene. But if you've got the 3 shell, I've never found you needed a reload boost, but they're going to stick it in there. Reticle calibration consumable. Why? It's a heavy. Why do you need a reticle calibration consumable? Improved gunpowder. Okay, why? This tank does not struggle with its penetration, and nor does it struggle in dishing out damage. Well, I've never found that it does. And the armor thickness in the covers of the front wheel drives will be decreased. Now, that's not a bad thing, because it is a pain in the backside. But it's a pain in the backside because it's got that special, track that goes around and goes around. So, I don't know. I'm a bit dubious about the Yo. I don't know if it needs that reload boost in that reticle calibration and that improved gunpowder, if I'm being honest. So that's the 57 Heavy and the Yo. Now we're going to jump over to the E5. Now, a lot of you would have remembered the E5 recently got nerfed, okay? It had things taken away from it. So they're still tinkering with it. Excuse me, there comes the coughing. So the maximum speed is going to be increased by 5 kilometers. Okay? Okay, well, okay. But the improved engine power boost consumable is being removed. Now, that is that super duper let's go faster than fast consumable. So Wargaming will come to their conclusion. It was a bit silly us adding this to this tank, and we've been saying this for a long time. That super duper consumable should never have been added to the E5 because it's all made it nonsensical to have a pattern, because it turned the E5 into a pattern basically. So they're removing it. But whilst they remove it, they're going to give the actual the speed a bit of a buff up to 5 kilometers. The turret traverse, one of the things they recently nerfed, is going to be increased. That makes sense. You broke it. You had this vision that it was broken because it was broken. It wasn't broken. It was the consumable that made it broken. So now you nerfed it for that, and now you're going to change it and give back what you nerfed initially. It kind of makes sense to me in the grand scheme of things. Thickness of the hull's lower glacier plate will be decreased. That is not a bad idea with the E5, to be honest with you. I mean, because if you ever try to pen that bottom plate, it is a bit of a pain in the backside. Dispersion will also be decreased. Aim time will also be decreased by 0.6 seconds. Now, I don't know if it needs that, to be honest with you. And the weight is going to be increased. Again, that affects its terrain crossing ability. Again, I don't know if it needs that, if I'm being perfectly open and honest and frank with you. But that's what they're saying, so what can I do? What can I do? It is what it is, what it is. Next up, I'm trying to load into the open test at the same time as doing everything else. Next up, we've got the concept. Bear with me, because I've just literally got the login details. I think that's the right one. Yeah. So I've literally just got the details. So bear with me 2 seconds, guys, while I try and log in. Because we'll be going live on the test very, very shortly. We've got plenty of time still. So, next we've got the concept. Now the concept's a new tank. It's not been in the game that long. And already they're tinkering with it. You can see here that the dispersion on the turret traverse will be decreased. The thickness of the hull's upper glacier plate, again not a bad idea, will be decreased by 15. We've then got dispersion at 100 meters will be decreased. Reload time will be decreased by almost half a second. And the turret traverse speed will be decreased as well. So again, these are pretty big things. I can't log in yet, unfortunately, but it's not a problem. So these are pretty big things for that little tank. Then we have the T95 E6, a tank that really does need a little bit of looking at, let's be honest. It's suffered a little bit. Maximum speed is going to be increased by 8 kilometers. Armour thickness on the turret cheeks, however, are going to be decreased by 25 millimeters. That's a lot. And reload time will also be decreased by by almost a second. Again, these are big. These are big changes. Then we've got the pattern. Well, as I said earlier, that you'll see a standard pattern, yeah, in the mediums, and the pattern is no exception to that pattern. And the APCR shout is going to be replaced with AP. And you can see there the same with the M60, APCR changed with AP. The only thing that's happening with the pattern is the engine. It's recently been tinkered with, in fairness. So the engine power is going to be increased. The M60, again, the engine power is going to be increased and the speed is going to be increased. These are not major changes for those tanks. The Sheridan, well, the terrain crossing coefficients are going to be increased for the ground by 9, by 9, and for water by 25. That means how well it goes through that terrain. Again, for a lot of players, it doesn't make an ounce of difference, but for those super duper unicums and pros, that does make a difference because that means there's going to be more resistance as it hits those type of things. Vehicle durability will be decreased, so it's going to lose 100 hit points. That's not a bad thing for a Sheridan, because at the moment, if I'm right, it's got the most hit points of any tier 10 light tank. So again, this is rebalancing, trying to balance out the tanks, so it makes sense to sort of drop those hit points to bring it in line with the rest. And the reload time is also going to be decreased by almost a second. That's pretty significant for this tank. Don't forget, this is not a DPM machine, this is a derp machine. So that is pretty big. Just got the last two on the American line, that's the E3 and the E4. We'll look at the E3 first. Reload time is going to be increased by almost 2 seconds, 1.53 seconds. That is a lot, to be perfectly honest with you. Don't forget, this is the fixed turret, not the movable one. So is that the right? Yeah, that is right, isn't it? This is the fixed turret. Yeah. So all traverse speed is going to be increased, so it's going to be able to move quicker. Dispersion is going to be increased, however. Damage of the standard shell is also going to be increased. So this is going to pack more punch going forward, guys. A lot more punch. The penetration of the value of the standard shell, however, is going to be reduced by 10 millimeters. Now, to be honest with you, the E3 doesn't really struggle with its penetration. Moving down to the E4, well, this one, the turret traverse speed is going to be decreased. Okay, so this is the one with the movable turret. I always get those two confused. So it's going to be decreased. Reload time will also be decreased. Okay, so this one's going to get almost a it's going to get half a, 0.58 of a second knocked off it, where the other one is getting 1.5 seconds added to it, basically. They will also lose 50 HP from its durability. That's its hit points. So 50 hit points are coming off this one. Dispersion is going to be decreased, and the dispersion on the turret will be increased by 0.4, and the hull traverse speed will also be increased. So there is a lot going on with those tanks. Now, let's have a look at the British and the EU line before we get into the big ones, which is the German and the USSR. So this is the British. First and foremost, the 215B is having some love given back by Wargaming. A little bit of love is coming back to the way of the 215B. Firstly, first off, it wouldn't look like that because it says, the upper hull glacis plate is going to be decreased by 19 millimeters. That's not a big thing for this problematic tank, because the vehicle durability, HP, is going up by 150. Why? Because they keep taking hit points away from it, and then giving it, and then taking it, and then giving it, and then taking it. They finally decided to give it back. 150 hit points the 215B gets. The reload time will also be decreased by almost a second. That is pretty significant, okay? Excuse me. That is pretty significant for this tank, because they buffed that. Sorry, they nerfed that recently, and now they've decided, well, it was a nerf too far. We shouldn't have done that, and they're handing it back. And the penetration value with the HE shell will also be increased by 50 millimeters. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And finally, the view range will be decreased. I mean, it's a heavy. View range on this thing isn't going to matter that much. Okay. But it does get slightly worse armor, Dr. Scorpio. You are right. But it gets a little bit of love insofar as it gets a better reload and it gets some things like that. Moving down, we have the FV4005, another one that is getting, a lot of looking at. Firstly, the number of shells is going to be increased by 1, making 4 shells. The reload time between the shells will be decreased by 0.05 seconds. Okay, so it's going to be quicker. It's going to be like pum, pum, pum. But the reload time in the full magazine is going to be increased by almost 4 seconds. So whilst you can fire those 3 shells, boom, 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 it's going to be, let's have a cup of tea. Because it's going to take a long time to reload. I mean, almost 4 seconds on what is already, I mean, that makes it almost 20 seconds. Admittedly, you're going to be firing 3 shells really quickly, but, yeah. So, okay, the reverse speed is also going to be decreased, which is a shame because, it's good to fire this thing and then run away backwards, but you're losing 3 kilometers. Grand scheme of things, that ain't going to make an ounce of difference. Damage of the standard shell will also be decreased by 50. I mean, that kind of makes sense when you've now got 4 in the magazine and you're perming out 4, or like boom, 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 really quickly. So knocking 50 HP off each of them is fine. But at the same, as long as they don't remove the penetration, as you can see there, they're not. They're increasing the penetration by 10 millimeters. Now, I like the FV4003. I think it's a nice tank, and I think it's getting quite a good look in. No, there's no changes to the Chieftain, to be fair. Next, now I was debating this with somebody only earlier today. Somebody else who'd had these, who'd seen these changes. Now, the 217 Badger. Firstly, look at that reload time. The reload time will be decreased by 0.9. That's almost a second. I mean, this thing is going to be like a tog. It's going to be boom, boom, boom. It's going to be mad. It's absolutely mad. I mean, it's already got an insane DPM. I mean, the DPM is going to be off. You're going to run out of shells, I think. There we go. The armor thickness on the hull sides is also going to be increased. I mean, this thing is a monster as it is. I mean, you shouldn't be showing your size anyway. This thing should be like frontally on, but it's going to get an increase of 25 millimeters on its sides. I mean, that's mad. Hull traverse speed will be increased as well. That's the, I mean, this is going to be an interesting tank, guys. And the dispersion is going to be increased. I mean, that's not a problem with this tank, to be honest with you. I mean, when you're churning when you're knocking shells out left, right, and centre, the speed that this thing's going to be knocking them out, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Not in the grand scheme of things. Not in the grand scheme of things. But, what to do. So, the Badger's one to look out for, to be perfectly honest, frank, and fair with you. I think that's going to be some pretty significant changes. Absolutely, Galaxy. It's going to be like a TOG tier 10. You go boom, 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 boom. It's mad. Vickers Lights next. Well, the view range is going to be decreased by 20 meters. That's pretty significant because it has got a stonkingly good view range, to be fair. Crossing capacity coefficients will be increased as well. And you can see there, for ground by 9, for water by 15. Again, that's the resistance on the ground that you get, so it goes a little bit slower. Dispersion at 100 meters will be decreased. Makes perfect sense in a Vickers. APCR shall again be replaced with an AP shell. Penetration value of the standard shall increase, so it's going to have more penetration, but the armor thickness of the gun mantlet is going to be decreased. That's where, the front of the gun. So, little bit of, tinkering with that little Vickers there, but we will see. Okay, the Death Star. Everybody wants to know what's happening with the 183. Concealment factor while stationary and while moving will be decreased. That means you're going to be spotted at the moment. The moment it says battle, you're going to move forward an inch. It's going to bing. It's going to be like boss mode. That's how the 183's camo profile is going to be no different to being the boss in boss mode. Everyone's going to see you no matter where you are, be you stationary or moving, and forget when you fire because everybody's going to see you. Okay. Reverse speed will be increased. That makes sense because this thing needs to get out of trouble because it gets itself into trouble far quicker. Penetration value of the standard shell will also be decreased. That means it's packing less punch. Less punch. Dispersion will also be decreased by 0.019. That means, it gets a little bit better. And dispersion of the turret traverse will be decreased as well. I mean, the big thing on that one is the camo profile. And everybody has been looking at the camo profile on this tank. So it's going to be like lit up like a Christmas tree, literally from the moment you start the game. Moving over to the Super Conch. Vehicle durability, again that's HP, it's going to be increased by 150. I don't know if it needs that, but I think Wargaming think it does. Armour thicknesses in the hull sides will be increased. Again, I don't think it needs that, to be fair. I mean, this is a tank that is meant to be played hull down. You're not meant to be up on a hill showing your sides, but hey. And the turret traverse speed will also be decreased. Next, notoriously difficult tank to play, the FV4202. And it's notoriously difficult because it's very lightly armoured, and I can't yet rigged. I've got to wait. It doesn't go live for another 30 minutes, mate. So that's why I can't log on to the server yet. So a lot of people struggle with this tank. It's got no armour. Everybody wants to use the HESH. So the APCR shell will be replaced with AP. That's if you're not using the HESH gun in some places, because you got APCR with that as well. But that's also the standard shell, because when you're using the HESH gun, you get APCR, so that's going to be removed, and you're going to get AP anyway. So it's going to be AP, HESH, or I don't know what the other one's going to be. It's probably just going to be AP. I'm pretty sure it's that, isn't it? I need to check now, because there's two guns, and is this just the HESH gun they're talking about, or are they talking about the other gun? Because if they're talking about the other gun, then I'm pretty sure there's APCR in that. Or it's not heat, is it? I'm pretty sure it's APCR. Let me check. I need to check. I only played the FV earlier today. I played the damn tank earlier today as well. And here I am saying, I don't know what it's got. I don't know what the ammunition is. That's how clever that's how good I am. So it depends on the gun, doesn't it? Oh God, the wrong gun loaded. Let me just check, because I keep forgetting which gun it's got. But anyway, the APCR shell, whichever gun it is going to be replaced with AP. Dispersion at 100 meters will be increased by 0.019. That's quite a lot. Frontal armor will be increased. Hallelujah. The FV4202 is going to get a little bit of armor. Bless it. It's going to be able to bounce things, maybe. I mean, at 73 millimeters, that's a lot, to be honest with you. I mean, that's not slouching, is it? Not really. So let's have a look. So we got the gun. We got two guns with this tank. Pretty sure the other tier is. Let's have a look. Yeah, because they're both. Oh, it's heat. So it's heat, but so it's only the APCR that's going. Simple as that. See, I haven't, because I don't use that gun, so I have no idea what ammunition it is. The front turret armor will also be increased by 49 and 20 millimeters in different places. So the FV4202 is getting some armor. Finally. How will the camos be given away? Well, that's the problem, Shell. I don't use the heat gun, so I didn't know. Well, we're going to do the giveaways when I jump into the actual open test server, so don't worry. We've got camos to give away. So it's going to get a little bit of armor given to it, which not a bad thing really for this tank. We then move to the Progetto. Again, big thing there. APCR shall replace with AP. Dispersion is decreased, and the engine power will be increased by 43 horsepower. So the only biggest thing there is changing the shell. Kranwagen. Oh, the poor Kranwagen. Bless it. It's like, oh, bless it. Turret traverse speed will be increased. Didn't we just nerf that, Wargaming? I'm pretty sure we just nerfed that, and now you're giving it back. Armour thickness in the hull's upper and lower glacier plates will be decreased. Kind of sort of makes sense to be hauled down. Reload times for the auto-loading shells will be changed by 0.147, then 0, then minus 1.47. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. This is what happens. So they recently nerfed it. They've given it back some of its nerf. Go figure. Then we have the TVP. Crossing capacity coefficients increase for road, 45 for ground, 35 for water, 17. Again, that's just how it gets across the terrain. Gets 50 additional hit points. Again, the APCR shall replace with AP. Reload time of the full magazine will be increased by almost 1 second. That's a lot, man. I mean, this tank suffers anyway, because it does. But the reload time between shells in the magazine is going to be decreased by 0.5 seconds. So again, it's going to be one of those. Boom, boom, boom. Have a cup of tea. Before you can go boom, boom, boom again. Guess that's how they're looking at it. Then, far last, but by no means least on this Euro-British line, the 60 TP, which has only recently come into the game, to be fair. It's going to have its HP decreased by 100, which it does need, to be honest. The whole traverse speed will be increased, and the engine power will also be decreased. So not many changes for the 60 TP. Now, look, the Japanese heavies have just come in, so there's going to be no tinkering or changing with the Japanese heavies. Let's be clear and honest with that. So we're looking at the ORI and the STB, to be fair. That is going to be mixed up with the German tanks. So let's have a look at these. Here we have these. As you can see, there's only 2 Japanese tanks, the Hori and the STB. They're not going to be tinkering with the Type 71. Why would they? It's literally just been released. So, starting, where shall I start here? Well, I'm going to start with the mouse. And I'm going to start with the mouse for a reason. The penetration value of the standard shell is going to be increased. Why? I mean, okay, I guess that some people do struggle in the mouse. I'm not one of those people. I don't find that the mouse bounces more than it should. 4mm, that's nothing really. But, you know, maybe it's because people don't want to use calibrated shells. Armor thickness on the turret cheeks is going to be increased by 10mm. I mean, the only bloody thing you can smack on a mouse is the turret cheeks, and they've just increased it by 10mm. Now, if you're in a tank like an STB-1, which is the tank below the mouse, you're going to struggle with your standard ammunition anyway to pen the cheeks of a mouse. You're going to have to use premium ammunition now. No doubt about it. I mean, tanks are going to struggle to pen that. Turret traverse speed will be decreased, and the hull traverse decreased as well. And the concealment factor while stationary will also be decreased. It should be decreased anyway, it's a mouse. But the big thing there, they are adding more armor to the cheeks. Why? Anyway, it's just the way it goes. You can see there, the STB-1, the gun depression angle will be increased by 1 degree. That's significant for that tank. APCR changed to AP, and dispersion increased. Moving to a biggie, the Leo 1. Okay, we already know that the APCR is going to be replaced with AP. It's going to get 50 additional hit points, which is kind of in line with all the other mediums. The damage of the standard shell is also going to be increased by 10 HP. Reticle calibration consumable will be added. Now look, this thing has got a laser guided gun, okay? It's got a gun that if you just point it generally in the direction, then you're going to absolutely smack anything that's in front of it, okay? It has got one hell of an accurate gun. I would argue probably the most accurate gun in the game. Now they're going to give you a reticle calibration consumable to make it even more accurate. Why? Why would you do that? And who's going to use it? Oh my dear Gideon, why would you do it? Craziness. It's also going to get improved gunpowder. I mean, oh, what? Why would you do it, man? A reticle calibration for the Leo 1. Like, it's called rebalancing. I don't know how that balances a super accurate gun, but apparently it does. But there we go. We then go down to the E50 M. Again, APCR replaced with AP. Dispersion increased. Reload time decreased by 0.3. But the standard shell damage is increased by 10 HP. Now, the big thing here is that the E50 M is a great tank, okay? It is a great tank. The dispersion isn't really the big deal here. It's the reload time and the less damage that it churns out. I don't know. That's probably true, rigged, actually. It probably is one-on-one. So, but we'll get to the T62A, don't stress. So it's going to be packing less punch, but it's going to be packing it quicker. Makes sense, I guess. VK72, there's nothing really going on. Maximum speed increased by 2 kilometers, so it's going to go slightly faster than it was, which is slow. And the dispersion of the turret traverse increased. You saw there, we've already talked about the STB. Moving over to I want to talk about the Jagdpanzer E100, okay? Because again, some of these made me scratch my head. The vehicle durability, that's its HP, increased by 150 HP. Why? I mean, why? It's already got enough HP. Don't forget, this is a TD, and it's a very heavily armoured TD to begin with. But, okay. Dispersion is going to be increased. Okay, that makes sense. Aiming time will be decreased by 1 second. That's significant for this tank, because this tank is realistically like a 183, but better, because it's got armour, and it's a better, quicker reload. View range, however, is going to be decreased. That makes sense also. Concealment will also be decreased. Again, that makes sense. Dispersion on the hull traverse, that also makes sense. Armour thickness in the cheeks of the cabin will be increased by 20 millimeters. I mean, that's the only bloody weakness. Right, so look. Jaegeru, you're a really stonking hot tank. I'm going to give you some more hit points. And then, you know you've got that weakness of the cheeks. I'm going to increase those as well. Oh, why? That means the only thing frontally that is going to be its main weakness is going to be its bottom glacis plate. And unless you're a complete numpty, you shouldn't be showing your bottom glacis plate in a Jaegeru, but some people do. The others I agree with. I just don't understand that bit. Which leads us nicely to the grille. So, firstly, the maximum speed is going to be decreased. I mean, look, one of the things about the grille, it's lightly armoured. Okay, which means it needs to be fast. So now it's not going to be as fast. Okay, don't know why, but there we go. Hull traverse speed will be increased as well by 4 degrees. So, okay, fair enough. Penetration value will be increased. This is going to be like, it's like going to be hot butter going through, hot knife going through melted butter. Who struggles seriously with the penetration on a grill? I mean, I don't. But the damage is going to be decreased. Standard shell 40 HP and HE by 60. That's pretty significant, guys. Excuse me. It's my head cold and bronchitis chilling out again. That's pretty significant for the grill, because the couple of things about the grill that saves it. It's churning out an alpha gun, and it's got a bit of speed. Take that away from it, and you're just an HE magnet. Okay, it's got a spore liner, but you're still an HE magnet. So that's going to make it tricky to play. I don't necessarily disagree with those changes. It's just going to make it tricky to play. E100, well, not much is going on apart from the reload time is going to be increased. It's already got a long reload, but the turret front thickness is going to be increased by 20 millimeters as well. No. That's the cheeks, by the way. Again, the weakness of the E100 is going to be tinkered with. Go figure. Hull traverse is going to be also increased in dispersion. VK90, well, they're not going to be doing much to that. Forget the dispersion. I mean, a lot of the guys out there, let's be honest. The majority of the player base, dispersion doesn't mean anything to them. It's the top players who dispersion means a lot to. And as I said, dispersion is you've got the aiming reticle, and it's how far the shell travels from the gun within that reticle. That's the dispersion. But the aiming time will be increased by 0.4 seconds. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot for the VK90. And then we have the Hori. Hull traverse speed will be increased, and the maximum speed decreased. So not much going on there. Last tech tree, but by no means the last and least tech tree, is going to be the USSR. Okay, big changes. Big changes. You can see there's just writing everywhere. So I want to start off with the super duper IS-7. Now the IS-7 at this moment in time is by far the strongest tank, heavy tank in Tier 10. And if you're not driving around in Tier 10 in an IS7, then you're crazy, because it is, by the way, the strongest tank. Now, its dispersion is going to be increased. Okay, it's 0.009. It's already got enough dispersion. That ain't going to really do anything about it. It's going to lose 50 HP. Again, that ain't really going to do much about it. But the whole traverse speed is going to be increased. Now, this is where it starts to start hurting. The vehicle's weight will also be increased. That's going to affect its terrain crossing ability, okay? And then the maximum speed will also be decreased. So, it's getting some HP removed, and it's being made to be a little bit less mobile. In fairness, it's going to be less mobile, okay? Now, the thing that makes the IS7 at the moment is it is by far the most mobile Tier 10 Heavy out there, okay? Simple as that. Now, if you contrast that to what used to be the go-to Tier 10 Heavy, the IS4, the engine power is going to be decreased. Dispersion on the turret traverse will be given back. Don't forget, at that slight nerf, the armor thickness of the driver's cab is going to be increased. That's one of its weaknesses. The armor thickness of the lower slope at the hull side is going to be increased, and it's going to get an additional 150 HP. Okay, so is this going to be? It used to be the IS4, now it's the IS7, now it's back to the IS4 again. Goodbye IS7. No, it's going to be balanced. They're going to be two different types of tanks in the same class, in the same country tech tree, but they're going to be almost balanced. That is what they're saying. That is what Wargaming are trying to point out here. So that's the IS7 and the IS4. I'm going to leave the T100 LT because that was always going to get nerfed. And I'm going to jump over to, yes, the Object 140. And then we're going to deal with the T62A. Now, the Object 140, firstly, it's going to have some HP taken away. Why? I don't know. Taken away. It's going to get more speed, 5 kilometers. Its engine power is going to be better. That's going to let it get across the terrain better. Its view range is going to be increased by 10 meters. I mean, that's quite a lot. The concealment factor, while stationary, that's its camo profile, is going to go up. And the armor thickness on the whole turret, front and sides, and in the commander's components is going to be decreased. Now, I was having a chat with His Royal Fatness about this, and this is basically putting a big division between the T62A and the Object 140. Almost where the Object 140 is more of a light tank than a medium tank. So one of the balancing exercises that Wargaming are trying to do is differentiate between the tanks. Now look, a majority of the player base, you have to look at it from twofold, okay? You've got those players who are absolutely clued up, know everything. You have the pro players and the super duper unicums, blah blah blah. You've got those guys who know all the little bits and bobs, ins and outs of how to play the tanks. And then you have the rest of the mere mortals, the normal players, the average player base, of which the majority of the player base is the average player base. And I'll be honest with you, the majority of the player base see no difference between a T62A and an Object 140, other than gun depression. And I'm not saying that in a mean-spirited way. I'm just saying that's what the perception is from the majority of the player base. The majority of the player base see the tanks as the same. So Wargaming's aim is to just try and get that difference. And it seems here what they're doing, they're trying to do that ever so slightly. When we look at the T62A, where the Object 140 gets some bits, the T62A gets some bits as well. So the engine speed is increased by 5 kilometers. That's no different to the Object 140. The engine power is increased. Okay, that's not as much as the 140, but it's similar. The dispersion on the turret traverse is going to be increased. APCR replaced by AP, get that. Dispersion increased, get that. Aiming time also increased. But, you know, you can see here that the aim time of the Object 140 is not being changed. So they are trying to do this sort of differential. And the ammo rack capacity will be increased to 10 shells. So it's going to carry more ammunition. So this is where they're trying to sort of... That's right, renamed user. The Object 140 is realistically moving towards that light tank Sheridan type thing. So yeah, they are trying to get this differential between the two. Talking about light tanks, let's go over to the one that definitely it does need to be tinkered with. It is dominating tier 10 at the moment by anybody's expectations. Firstly, it's going to have 50 HP taken away from it. Not a bad thing. Deserves that. The crossing capabilities will also be increased, so it's not going to be able to cross the ground in the terrain as quick as you think. Okay, the armor thickness and the whole upper glacis plate, hallelujah, is going to be decreased. I mean, this thing is just made of rubber. Every time you shoot it, just boing, boing, boing. The other thing, because it's DPM, is absolutely shocking. Reload time will be increased by 0.77 seconds. These, I think, are correct nerfs for the T100 LT. It is about time, because it has been very dominant, okay? And it's not just about nerfing or buffing or this. It's about balancing. And this one at the moment is slightly out of balance. And if anybody has ever rolled, you know, if you're a good player, you know, if you're a really good player and you roll out in this thing, there you go. Yeah, I think, you know, so that's what's going to happen. We now go to, let's have a look at their mediums, starting with the T22. Terrain crossing, yeah, it's going to be increased. APCR replaced by AP. Whole traverse speed will be decreased. I mean, there's no significant changes there. The Object 260, maximum speed increased, engine power increased, vehicle durability decreased, aim time also decreased. Again, no real significant changes there. Object 907. Now, the Object 907 is a stonkingly good tank. Now, admittedly, not everybody has it, but it is a stonkingly good tank. Now, dispersion at 100 meters is going to be decreased. Again, doesn't make a big thing for a majority of the player base. But the vehicle durability will also be decreased by 100 HP. That's pretty big. Penetration value of the standard shell will be increased by 5 mil. Again, that's a good thing for the 907. It does struggle with penetration, you know. Again, standard shells, APCR replaced with AP. Reticle calibration consumable will be added. Why? Don't know. Improved gunpowder provision will be added. Why? Don't know. I mean, that's a tank that doesn't need it, but it's going to get it. Why? Well, like I said, don't know. All right. Simple as that, really. But, you know, there you go. Let's have a quick go across. You can see there that the recent Object 268-4 is not in the list. It's only been released recently, so yeah, the 260 isn't great. So you can see there that the Object 268-4 is not in this list. It's not being changed. It's only recently been released, and it would make no sense to change it. It's as simple as that, really. So now looking at the Object 263, view range will be decreased. Okay, 5 meters, not really much. Engine power decreased by 120 horsepower. Penetration value of the standard shell increased by 10 millimeters. That kind of makes sense with that tank, because it does struggle on occasion. And the maximum speed, because this is a Speedy Gonzales, to be fair. It really is. That's going to be decreased as well. Now we move across to the 268. And the 268 reload time is going to be increased by almost a second. I mean, 0.96 seconds. That is pretty significant for that tank. Ultraverse speed will be increased. Dispersion increased. Aiming time decreased by 0.1 second. I mean, that's not that bad. And the damage of the standard shell will be increased by 30 HP. So again, that's not that bad. That's pretty okay. And this is what Wargaming are trying to point out. They're trying to point out that it's a balancing exercise, okay? That's not there. Oh, Sorry guys, the OT is postponed for 1 hour. That's like an hour. It's like I've been talking for an hour, hoping that we'll go now, but now I've got to talk for another hour. With my cough. So it's been postponed for 1 hour, basically. Hang on. Ugh. Yeah, this is the thing about COVID booster and blah, blah, blah. So these are the changes. It is more of a balancing than an outright nerf and blah, blah, blah. So what I was going to do, I was going to wait until we did the OT, but there's no point to be perfectly honest with you, because it's going to be for another hour. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to log into the game. And, yeah, exactly. What I'm going to do, I'm going to log into the game, onto the normal game, okay, and we're going to do some giveaways. Okay, simple as that. Now, look, giveaways. First and foremost, there is new rules from Wargaming when it comes, because it's Wargaming. It's Wargaming that is going to be issuing these camos, not me. And Wargaming have asked for the following. Okay, bear with me. I'm just going to make sure. So, I'm going to just drop these out and you'll see the game. Now, if I go into this screen, you will see here you have what's called a user ID. Okay. Now, Wargaming have said that if you're entering the competitions going forward, they need that user ID. Okay. So, in-game name, you just have to put your in-game name, your server, and your user ID. Without those, they're telling me that they cannot send stuff across. Okay, so that's what I'm being told. Okay, so simple as that. Anyway, yeah, I think there's going to be some changes with regards to. Oh, Batman's really eager. Woof. And I haven't even said what the giveaway is yet, because I don't know what to do. I'm still pondering how to do a giveaway on that one. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump into a couple of games. Let's have a look at the FV. Now, look, I've been struggling with terrible ping over the last couple of days, and I mean terrible ping. But let's have a look at how the FV4005 plays. So we can see how the 4005 plays. Not in my hands. Oh yeah, it's going to be in my hands. And I'm probably going to play it like a Muppet, to be honest. But we'll see how it plays. And then when we get to do the open test, if we get to do the open test, you see my ping, 268, and I keep getting massive ping spikes. So we'll oh, hello. Hi. So look at, see, I'm getting just ping everywhere, guys. It's been like this for the last couple of days. Ping spike after ping spike after ping spike, and it's been really annoying, if I'm being honest with you. So you just spiked up to 500 there, then it will drop all the way back down to like 200, then it will spike up again. And it's not my internet, because my internet's churning out at 900 megabytes a second. So go figure. See. 425, 469, 316. Ping spikes. Nothing better than ping spikes. Ping spike. Nothing but a lovely ping spike. Just as I'm about to shoot things. See, and when you get ping spikes, it just doesn't help you play the game at all. In fact, it actually makes it a lot harder, if I'm being honest. You see, it's just shot up to 500 there. And it does make it not impossible, but incredibly difficult. It makes it even harder when you're spotted. I can't really do too much because I can't see. See, it's gone up again. And I've tried everything. I've lowered the graphics. I've played with this, played with that, and there is literally not much I can do. You can see there it's shot up to another 400 odd. And I've done nothing because, well, ping basically. You can see, as you can see here, just struggling with ping. I'm going to die because team. The VK is being nice, but it doesn't really matter. And now we've got package loss. So, you know, ping, loss, ping, loss, ping, loss, ping, loss. Ugh. You know what the worst thing is? If I actually do, you've just seen what my ping is there. If I actually do good damage there, it's going to be annoying, to be perfectly honest with you. Why are you spamming? Don't! I haven't even told you what you need to do yet. Not everybody can get a camo. So if I get top 3 damage in that game, I'll be very disappointed. When I had that ping, I'm telling you. Where's Fatness? Hey? Let's have a look. I mean, I shouldn't. Look at that! Top 3 damage. That's shocking. Just shocking. You saw my ping. Right, so, for giveaways. I'm going to play the FV4005 again, even with bad ping. So I'm going to play it again, okay? This time, I need you to guess my damage. The damage that I'm about to do in the next game. You guess the damage, okay? You get a camo. No, it's the top 3. So I'm giving away 3 camos here for a tank that you want. Okay, it's got to be a tier 10 tank, however. Now, the camos I'm giving away is the AMX50B, Veteran, the FV4005, Overkill, the E50 M Monster, the T100LT Interceptor, and the T95 E6 Piranha. So all you've got to do, guess my damage in the FV4005 in the next game. Remember, my ping is very high, number 1. Number 2, you don't have to be spot on. It's as near as you can. Those 3 who are the nearest, get the camos. I will need your damage calculation, your in-game name, your server, and your ID. Remember, your ID. So, start guessing, and once it gets to battle, stop guessing. Okay, I'll tell you when to stop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to type in stop when you've got to stop. Okay, so you've got plenty of time, guys, to work out what I'm going to do, how much I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, blah blah blah, and stop. You can stop now. And let's see. In the last game I did over 1,000, and I had massively bad ping. This game, I've still got massively bad ping. You can see my tank is not moving at all because pingus. See this ping? Every time I go to shoot, ping kicks in. Just every time I go to shoot. Oh, dearie me. Do. Would be nice if I didn't have ping. My God, it keeps jumping, man. It's just so annoying. almost as annoying as, you know, my team. Oh, 500 ping. Come on. Play nice for a change. Oh, look at this. Wow. How did he get that in? Unbelievable shot. Yeah, I know you all want teams like me. Okay. So how much did I do? Let's have a look. Again, terrible, terrible. 1,994. I tell you, if I'm in the top 3 damage again with my ping spikes, I am going to be incredibly disappointed. Okay. Now look, guys, you've seen my ping spikes, okay? You've seen my ping spikes. So, how? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back and I'm going to have to look to see who got the closest up there. So I've got 1,994. So 1,994 is where we're going from. We've got Sarah was too confident in my ability. To be fair, I normally average about, you know, I can normally knock out 4k on this bloody tank, but not today. We've got Absolute Zero has got it. Who else? I'm going to have to go back through all of them. Yeah, Ribble, you've seen my connection. It's terrible, dude. Absolutely terrible, Dennis. It's all over the shop, to be fair. So I'm going to have to go back through all this, okay, to find out. But don't worry. We're gonna do it again. But this time I'm going to swap it out, and we're going to go for the 50B. 50B. So the 50B this time, guys. Now, the 50B, again, I've got connection issues. You can see that. My ping is... Same thing applies, okay? You guess my damage on the 50B, okay? That's all you got to do. You've just got to guess my damage on the 50B. Now, again, you don't have to be spot on. It's the closest. Closest 3 gets the camo. Okay, and I'll go back through it in a moment. But that is what we're looking at. I'm going to give you a couple of moments, because, you know, as soon as I start, as soon as it gets to like down to the counting, no, I'll count in the stream delay. Don't worry. What we'll do, we'll go back and I'll check against when this happened and when that happened. No one's going to get done out. I'll be honest with you. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Everybody's going to be fine. But what we're going to do, I'm going to give you a bit of time now to guess it before I press play. So don't worry. Don't worry. I'm getting absolutely inundated with all these people. Okay, so guys, don't spam. You only get one guess. Only one guess. Don't spam it. Don't spoil it for everybody. So I'm going to go now, and you know, I will say stop. And the stream delay isn't that big because there's no stream delay realistically. And when I say stop, well, it stops. Simple as that, really. I'll need to go and check Dr. Scorpio. I will check in a moment because I'm trying to like do 5 things at once. So remember, guys, I've got 300 ping. So I've got ping through the yin yang. You've seen that. It's gonna go up and down, down and up, and it's gonna ping spike all the way across. Now, you see there, look that 469 ping, big ping spike. It's not good. Now, the reason I'm going this way is because the team went this way. I wouldn't generally go this way, but team. Team. And I can already see that majority of their team haven't gone this way. So maybe we could wreck the T57 Heavy. Maybe we're not going to get in time to wreck the 57 Heavy. Yes, we are. No, we're not, because he's just been obliterated. So I'll just wait here until we load up. In fact, what I might do, I might change a little bit of tactitos. Oh, tried to get the top of the crown wagon, didn't work. But I can see that they're trying to come round for the Foch. There goes one. Oh, I was never going to get him. Okay. He must be having ping as well. It's obviously not just me. Lots of things are broken on my little tanky. Now, maybe I can farm a little bit. The 60 TB. Give me a little 60. Not with ping like that. Not bad effort, Grill. Let's see. Get away! Go away! Kill the grill. Don't kill me. Take my damage. Took my damage, man. So how much did we get? How much did we get? 3,200. There you go. So 3,200. That's not bad for my ping. Throws 3,000. Anybody? I don't think anybody was close with 3,000. I don't think anybody guessed 3,000. Or even near as damn it. I think everybody was in the 2,000 range, considering my ping. So 3,000. Oh no, Rock is 3,300, and I got 3,200. That's pretty close, man. That is pretty close, Rock. What else we got? Because I have to go through all of these, and I'll go through them all before the stream ends, and I'll put a list on my community tab anyway, guys. So don't worry about that. But 3,000. I tell you what, that 3,000's not too bad. 3,300. That's the closest so far. As I was 3,200. Dr. Scorpio didn't have much faith in me that time. 3,500, Ashley Bevis, that's pretty close as well, to be fair. Ivans is 3,200 also. Oh, but SpongeBob is 3,213. Yeah, so quite a lot of people got close on this one. A lot of people got close on this one, so I have to go back through it. 3,000. Yokers is 3,255. These are close, guys. Really close. So as I said, we'll have to go back and do that again. See. Absolutely, Dennis. I mean, come on, Ribble. You have to have the snowball gun. So that was the 50B. We're going to do that again. So do that again. So remember, it's only 3. So far we would have had 3 winners for the 4005, 3 winners for the FV. Okay, so still got time to go. Still got time to go. So we're going to go again on the AMX because we've got plenty of time. Let's see if anything has been said. Oh, right. Actually, so I'll play this one. Then the OT is live. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to work out this one. And then we're going to go live because the OT apparently is now up and running. So we'll be able to jump in and sort that out, which would be good, be nice, be interesting. So let's get those predictions in, guys, before we jump off and run away. So let's load up and boom. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Let's see. Let's see if we can do ourselves some justice this time. Okay. So. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da. Oh, Pingus. Nothing but ping, man. Terrible connection, yeah. Just hit his ammo rack and pounce something big. Okay, so I bounced something big and I hit the E100's ammo rack. So stop guessing now. And now I've got to work out where I'm going to go. There's a spotted enemy up there. So I guess we're going this way then, as virtually all my team has gone this way. And I don't want to feel left out, you know. Come on, guys, you're gonna have to rush them realistically. Oh, 600 ping! 600 ping! 600 ping! How am I even playing? 600 ping! Oh! How am I even playing? Don't ever say that you get ping and then you see games like this. I mean, come on. Don't ever complain to me about ping. This goes to show, yeah. Just goes to show. I mean, I doubt that I'm going to survive this game, but it's not the point, is it? I mean, Oh. Da 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 da. No, I can't farm the E100 now. I was hoping the grill would come down. So I think it's about 3.5k, roughly. Oh! So there you go. There you go. So 3.6. That sounds equally like my ping. That's a good idea, Rebel. We could guess the highest ping next time. So there you go. Look, you know, how did I do? Ah, not bad. So for someone who's suffering from ping, so excuse my bronchitis again. Not been the same. Right, guys, I'm just going to log on to the server now. So bear with me as I log out of that and I log on to the other one, which won't take long. Bear with me. So you can still. I'm just trying to log in. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Let's see. The server link is pretty difficult, guys. The server link for what? When you say server link, what server? What, my Discord server? So I'm now in the test server. It's loading. It's loading and loading and loading and loading and loading. Am I okay? Yeah, I've got. I had a COVID booster last week, and it's given me a head cold and bronchitis basically. So that's all it is. And I've been trying to get rid of it. And we've had crappy weather here, very humid and very, very hot. And it's the first time I've ever had bronchitis. So this is the test server. Don't know what happened there. Test server's gone a bit skis was. It's having a bit of a hissy. So I may have to. Oh, there we go. Look, there we go. So there we go. So I've got to wait because it's all on the download queue, basically. And as you can see there, it's all downloading. So I've got to wait. And there we have it. So what we're going to do, first and foremost, I'm going to have a look at this tank. Okay. We're going to have a look at this tank. So I'm going to load all the equipment up. I don't think we need that, but we're going to stick it on just in case. Okay, we're going to do a bit of camo, because a bit of camo. We're going to stick in the legendary. Not that I don't particularly like the legendary, but we're going to use it. Then, spore liner. So this is the new equipment, okay? I'm going to stick in spore liner. I'm going to stick in protective kit. Ammunition. Okay, so I'm going to drop the HE down because we don't need so much HE. That's 2. And I'm going to increase the AP. Okay, so this is what we're going to do, because don't forget there's 4 now in the shell. There's 4 now. So we are going to be rolling out in the FV4005. Okay, I'm going to change the consumables. So we can sell you, and keep you. So this is the shell reload boost, okay, which the FV's always had it, but I've never really used it. I've used this. I've never really used the reticle. So I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna sell that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stick that one in first, that one in second, and then I'm going to stick this one in third. So I'm going to use it with those. I don't generally use those. You saw what I was using earlier. So we're now going to roll out in the FV, and I'll do the 50B next, and we're going to have a look at the FV, and we're going to see what it's like. I mean, we saw the FV earlier, okay. Admittedly, my ping was a bit bad, and admittedly, my teams were a bit bad, and admittedly, but I was still doing some pretty decent damage. And you can see that, you know, I've got some other guys here on the test server, another FV. So, you know, it's you can see it's got those 4 shells now. Look at that, I've got perfect ping. Not. But this is a test server, and you always get sort of different ping on a test server. You can see it's taken a lot longer to load, that magazine. A hell of a lot longer. Now we've got 2.5 seconds between the reload of the shells. But what was the damning side there was how long it takes to load that magazine. It takes a long time, guys. Now I'm going to play it quite aggressively, to be fair. There's the Ho-Re. Now I did see the TVP up here somewhere. There he is. So that is how quick it is to load. It's pretty quick, guys. That is pretty quick. But now, look at this magazine. I mean, the magazine takes a long, long time. I can send... It's on a forum. There's the OT server link. I mean, you can't just jump in. Yeah, it's on Wargaming's Discord channel. I mean, I can send it, but it's no good to you because I mean that's all I get given is the installation. I don't need to improve graphics. So that's the FV. So let's jump over into the AMX because we've got the AMX next. So this one now, let's stick it some camo on it. Let's just all use the same camo, but I want the snow gun. Snow gun, is that the snow gun? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. I like the snow gun. And then we're going to stick some other bits and bobs in. I'm going to need that, I think. Let's put some equipment on it. And then let's change the consumables. Not really, there's not much change to the consumables as you can see. And let's drop some of this down. So again, that's 2. Okay, so let's give the 50B a go. Yeah, it takes a long time to download Wolf. So we've got the 50B this time. 24 seconds to load the magazine, guys. 24 seconds! That's a lot! I mean, 24 seconds is obscene! But it has got an extra shell. I'm spotted. Oh, it's over there, Type 71. Why would you open test a Type 71? That makes no sense. Unbelievable shot! Okay, I don't know where that shot went. And now I've got to wait 10 billion years. Oh, I'm really struggling with ping, man. I don't know where my teammate died. He died earlier. Let's try that again. That's always difficult, 2 against 3. Now I'll try the AMX again. I will play the back chat, yes. Well, I want to play that again first. I am struggling with a bit of ping, to be fair, guys, but it's okay. I mean, ping is ping. Well, you saw how I played the 50B earlier. I mean, don't forget though, this is open test. So with open test, it's a bit harder. It's now 24 seconds. You know, I am going to try out the T57, yes. And that's the thing. I mean, you've got to consider. I mean, you can't really take so much away from the open test. Not really, because a couple of things. Firstly, that was a 3 versus 2. They had. You know, they had 2 heavies and a derp with the 183, and we had a heavy in a light. So this is what happens in open test. You get things like this, and you can see here that you know, we're just trying to. I don't understand why somebody would open test the Type 71. I mean, why would you do that? Makes no sense to me. Not really. But, you know, takes all sorts. It's struggling at the moment. It's open test does this. It sort of struggles, ums and ahs, to be honest with you. It's struggling at the moment. It's like it... And I think some of the others are struggling with it as well. But open test does this. You know, on the one hand, it churns out nicely, and on the other hand, it sort of like says, no, don't want to play. It happens. Cran, that's a good idea, Ribble. I'll try the cran. But I'm just waiting for open test at the moment to just sort itself out. Don't forget, it takes you know, these things get built. It's a lot of game resources. Are you waiting also, Effelin? Yeah. You wanted to make sure... Yeah, that is true. You wanted to make sure nobody nerfed anything. So, but mine's still stuck on the loading here, Effa. So, I don't know. I could try the Object 140, yeah. I'm not going to go for every single tank, but I was thinking of doing the Mouse, the Object 140, the T57 Heavy, the 50B, the FV, 4005, a couple of tanks like that. And I was going to give the Yo a go as well and see what it was like with its certain bits and bobs. Effa, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Are you stuck? I'm stuck. I think mine's crashed. I think it crashed. Bear with me. Let me try and sort this out. I think it's crashed. Oh, bear with me while I try and sort out the crash. I'm just going to restart the game. I think it crashed because it looked like it was crashing. So, how did I get onto the open test? I asked Wargaming. They actually sent a lot of information out to people saying they could sign up. But I'm one of the CCs, so that's how I got into it. Let's try and get back in again. Let's hopefully, it could have been a slight crash. Hopefully it isn't, but let's find out. So we're trying to load up again. Thank you, Excel. Thanks for turning up. Yes, we're back in. Woohoo! Well, I'll tell you what. We just played the 50B, so let's give it another bash. One more bash in the 50B. Then I'll jump into the clan, because that's what Rebels asked for. And it's a tank that really does need a lot of TLC, bless it. So, no, don't do this to me again. No, I've just restarted. Oh, it was going so well. I think it's just crashed again. No. No. Welcome to the world of open test. It's it does this, unfortunately, from time to time. I think it's just overloaded again and had a bit of a sort of hissy fit and a crash. Damn it, man! What's the best heavy tank in my opinion? It depends. It depends what you're looking for. I mean, I think the two strongest heavy tanks realistically in the game. You've got the same Heffalump. Yeah, it's. I think the two strongest heavy tanks, to be perfectly honest with you, is the AMX50B and the IS-7. That's just my opinion. And just below that, I think it's the Yo and the 57 Heavy. But it all depends on your play style and what you like. I mean, some people like the big, the big heavily armoured things like the E100 and the VK72. Two very good tanks, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think a few people are struggling with with this. I think it's just struggling. It can't handle all 35 people. 34. Have you still got the same Effa? It's still sort of on the load screen, with the little thing going. To be fair, guys, there were a few issues. They've got delayed because of some technical problems. There's been a few technical issues here and there, there and here. So. Oh dear, it's not really happening, is it? If I'm being honest, it's not really happening at all. Right, let me restart the game a third time. Donner mit Blitzen. It's got to be a way. It's got to be a way, guys. You're in the battle again after a restart, so it's another restart. Okay. Damn. I couldn't sit down for 2 weeks. Hi, Matex. Welcome. Let's give it a bash. Let's restart then. So I've got to restart again. FLM saying you restarted again, and then he got in, so we'll restart again. Let's try. I haven't downloaded Andrea. I haven't downloaded the HT textures on OpenTest. It's just no point. But yes, I think the 140 has. I think most of them are going to get HT textures. To be fair, let's try again, shall we? Oh, we're connecting. We're connecting. Ooh. I will try the bat chat. No, it's not your account, Reddit. Stories, it's not your account, so there you go. Okay, third time's a charm, eh? Let's give it a bash. Boom. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Please, 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 please. Yes! Torpy! Hey! We got Torpy on our team. Torpy! Okay, with my 20 odd seconds of reload. No! It's a long reload, that, to be fair. Still reloading. Still reloading. Okay, I'm just going to pull back a little bit. You can't be like ultra aggressive in the 50B anymore, not really. Oh, got wrecked by the grill behind me. But you can't really be ultra aggressive in it anymore. The load time is just too long. And again, why would you open test the Type 71? There's no changes to the 71, guys. Oh well, don't lose. That doesn't matter. So it's a harder tank. I'm not going to lie, the 50B seems a bit harder. You know, I mean, you're still doing you're still churning out a bit, but you know, some decent-ish damage. But it's not an easy tank. So let's jump into the Kranwagen next and have a look at see what changes that's had. So first and foremost, let's load up Snowgun. Yes. Then let's load up. For summer, yeah, let's go with that. For winter, let's go with you. And for desert, let's go with you. Consumables, don't want you. Don't want you. So, for consumables, I'm going to try reticle calibration, because it's got it. I'm going to try super speed boost, because it's still got it. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to put that equipment slap on. Equipment, got that. I'm going to use the armor, and I'm going to use the protective kit. Ammo. Well, I'm going to drop this down because I don't need that many. Not really. I'm going to increase that one. About that. And then stick the equipment on. So, da-da, da-da, da-da. Let's see how the Kranwagen likes its new lease of life. So this is the Kranwagen. It's had a bit of changes, bit of tinkering here, there and everywhere. So I must admit, yeah, I mean the 50B is not the tank it used to be. Don't forget, open test isn't about winning, it's about testing, okay? The game is blocking you from joining, really? You can see here the Kranwagen's still pretty slow. The first shell is loading pretty slowly. Second shell, well, still pretty hefty load time on that second shell. And this is where the Kranwagen, the third shell's not too bad. So now we need to check. I'm not going to lie, this feels more like the Kranwagen than it used to be. We're not going to get wrecked here. Team, hello, team, hello, team. Well, the 50B was waiting to load, which is a long time. The Kranwagen, I don't know what the Kranwagen was doing. He's fully loaded. I think he's AFK. He is AFK. But the Kranwagen's feeling more like the Kranwagen it used to be, if I'm being honest. It feels like it used to be. Not as sort of as it was. I mean, we did 2k there. Yeah, we did top damage there. I think this Kranwagen sort of whatever. So I think the Kranwagen is something that's looking pretty spectacular. To be honest with you, it's looking pretty neat, pretty cool. Let's try the 57 Heavy, because we did say we would. So let's stick some stuff on it first. Snow gun, of course. Just go. Before you ask, no, it's not my money. Let's get rid of this, and this, and this. Right, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to stick on that, that, and that. Provisions, I'm going to go with what we got here then. Case of Coke, okay. And then we want protective kit. And then I want increased gunpowder. Ammo, I'm going to drop this. Don't need that many. Not really. That'll do. And then we will try this gunpowder. So what I'm trying to do here, guys, I'm trying to use the stuff that's new. So I'm using the spore line. I'm using this new boost. I'm using the new gunpowder provisions. So let's see if that helps. If that makes a difference. We'll see. Oh dear. Oh no, we're in a game. Next. Da 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 da. Man, these ping spikes. Dee 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 dee, ping spiking. Yeah, 140 go. He's pretty fast, man. I'll tell you what, bloody armour's a bit better. Did we just lose a tank? Oh, even on the test server they want to shaft me. Oh, I hate because this is not my controls. So normally my controls are like open. So the gunpowder gives a bit more velocity. That's quite nice. The 50. I'm telling you, the 57 Heavy is going to be the new 50B. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's the new 50B, the new 57 Heavy. I think that's what you're going to be looking at, guys. I think the 50B is not as well, you know, just not the same tank. To be fair, let's have a look at this one then. As somebody wanted to see this one. Yeah. It's not my money. Now I have to forewarn. I don't really have the. Don't really have the ping for the bat chat because small liner. Because you've seen my ping, and normally you need good ping when you're playing in a I don't need so many. Normally you need good ping. Unknown error. Don't know why I've got an unknown error. Unknown error. Unknown error. So it won't let me change the ammunition. Don't know why. So I've got to go out with this loadout. Don't particularly. Maybe that's why. Because it will show me APCR. Nope, still unknown error. It won't let me change the ammunition, so sod it. Let's just go out with the ammunition that we've got. Doesn't really matter. And now I'm stuck again. Oh, hey JM, stuck again. It's not good. We're stuck again. When I kept saying unknown, I'm gonna have to restart again, guys. Oh, welcome to open test. It can be frustrating. It can open test. It can be frustrating. Yes, it can. it's not as stable as the game, basically, and it's beta. It's a beta version, so it's not as stable as the game open test. So you have to sort of, you know, you have to sort of. Reddit stories got nothing to do with that. It's my my internet connection is fine. Seriously, it's ideal. It's very good. My internet connection. My internet connection is not the issue. That I can assure you. I mean, I'll just show you. I'm just trying to restart the game, so bear with me. So I'll just show you my internet connection. This is on my Wi-Fi. So as you can see, I mean, my Wi-Fi's fine. It's on my internet. So you know, that's what I'm churning out at the moment, just on my Wi-Fi. So there's more than enough megabytes coming down, both upload and download, to support the game. So it's not that. Anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, I keep getting stuck in those queues, Laura, and it's like. Yay! I'm in the Vale clan. Yay! Tis me! On the open test. Tis me! So, this is the bat chat. Look at that. No, don't want to do the missions. So this is the bat chat. I wonder if I can change the ammo now. Well, it wouldn't let me do earlier. No, it still won't. I still can't change the ammo, guys, on the bat chat. So sorry, but let's see if we can get into a game at least. Ooh, don't lock me out. Don't lock me out. Let me play. Even though I can't change. Ah, it's locked me out. Oh. Which means I have to restart again. Oh man. Oh, it's killing me, man. Laura, did you restart, or did you stay stuck in the queue? Because I'm thinking if I stay here just watching it do this, it's just going to be there for ages and ages and ages, and that's going to be really annoying. I don't know. I don't know what to do, really. I don't know what to do, really. It's a killer. It's a killer. It's a killer. It's a killer. So, did you just stay there when it sort of did this, or did you restart? Oh, it's restarted for me. Back chat is cursed. I'm telling you, they don't want you. You restarted it's restarted for me, Laura. They've decided restart. Woohoo! So you found yourself. Okay. Well, I'm connecting still. So you know, there we go. You've been disconnected from the server. Okay, I got kicked out. Don't know. Try another tank. I think I might do level 2. I think I might try another tank. What shall we try? I think it's gone. I think it's gone. I think it's gone. No, it's not showing the correct ammo slate. That's right, it's showing APCR and it shouldn't be showing that. The server, I've been disconnected from the server. That means I can't get in. So that means the test is down, basically. That's the test server. Yeah. So what I'm going to do? Let me just try something else. Bear with me 2 seconds. I just want to, for my own sanity's sake, my own sanity's sake, I want to see if I can get into the game, normally into the game, rather than to test server. Because I want to see if it's down across the board or just. I think it is server go bye. Yeah, because I'm in. You can still log on the server, so I can get onto the normal server. Let's try test server again. Let's try again. No, it's not letting me in. So bear with me. Well, I'll try and log in again. It's not letting me in, guys. Nah, it's not letting me in at all. It's just not letting me in the test server. I can get into the main server, the normal server. I just can't log into the test server. I don't know why. Maybe there's enough too many people swamping it now. I don't know. As you can see, I just can't get in. Keep trying, but it's just not letting me. It's just not letting me. I may have to restart. I could go for another restart. Do the restart. Right, time to restart again. Bear with me. I'm going to turn. I'm just going to stay talking. Hang on, because I'm going to restart, and at the same time, I'm going to get a drink. So bear with me. Hang in there as I restart and sort stuff out. Try to sort stuff out. So let's give another restart. Let's do another restart. Yeah, it's a beta test. So it's not ideal. It's not always perfect. There's always a few little quirks with it. That's not Wargaming's fault. That's just the way they build them. But let's see if I can restart. Get back in. It's trying to get me back in. It's trying to get back in there. It's desperately trying to get back in there. No, it's just not letting me back in at all. I don't know why. I don't know why. Let me try something else. Bear with me. Let me try something else to see if something else works. If I can find it. So I'm going to try something else before we jump back in. So let's try this. So sometimes you have an issue with VPN. So I've just stuck a VPN on. No, so it's not the VPN. It's the server's dead for me because I've just stuck a VPN on as if I'm in Germany, and it's saying no. Let me just take the VPN off. Try somewhere else. Let's try France. So I'm in France now. See how we do with that. Nah, it's not happening for me. Ah. So can't get into the server anymore, unfortunately for me. So I'll give it one more go and then I'll jump back in. Oh, I forgot to take that off. Okay, can't do it, guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump back in the game, and I'm going to play the back chat, and okay. No, it's nothing to do with the stream. It's nothing to do with the stream, guys. So what I'm going to do, So what I'll do another giveaway. This time I'm on all server, and I'll jump into a bat chat, which is a normal bat chat, okay? And then I'll give this a go. So start guessing the damage, okay? So guess. So all you got to do is guess my bat chat damage for the camo. Okay. So I've got my bat chat here. Just load the bits and bobs on it. There we go. So here's my bat chat. I'm all ready. So you guess away while I just sort out my bits and bobs. There we go. Look. So. Da, 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 da. If only his royal baguette. With this ping, maybe stretching it. So we'll see. So keep guessing. Guess away. Closest will get the chance to get those camos. So I'm going to press play now. Boom. So you can carry on guessing until I say stop. Okay, you got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Annie. Don't forget, I need your. So here we go. So loaded. Still got a high ping, as you do. As you do. As you do. As you do. Can I gift XP? No, I'm not allowed. Okay, so now stop. Big bounce. Don't like bouncing. Just need my ping to settle down. Oh, you lucky grill. Drill is a lucky little bugger. No! Don't get in the way of my gun, dude! Why did you get in the way of my gun, man? Oh well, you killed him, so that's okay, I guess. I don't know if I'm hitting him. To be honest, I may have, I may not have. I didn't know. That could have been shots in, it could have been shots nowhere near. Wow, Grill. I suppose you want to die. Oh! I know there's an FV around here. I know he's around here. And I don't think he's moved very far. And the chances are he's going to... Oh, bugger. Oh, he's dead. That's nice. I must have hit him earlier. Or it's a TVP. Capture the base. Mapito. That was my ping. That was why that was a ghost shot, because my ping just went there just as I was shooting him. So there you go. What to do? What to do? My God, come on, shoot him. It's not difficult. There you go. So, there you go. No, this is the normal game. So 3.5k. 3.5k. See, all of you have me at 7. all of you have me at 2.3 to 2.7. Come on. Eurostar had faith. 3.5k. It's not bad for a bat chat with my ping. Come on. 140. Okay. Let me just see if I can get back into the into the test server. Let me see if I can get in. I don't know if I can. If I can't get in, I'll jump back into the normal game and play the 140. But I want to see if I can get into the test server again. Hey, we're back in. There you go, look. Okay, so we said we'd play the bat chat. I'm not going to play the bat chat because that seems to have been like an Achilles heel earlier. So let's have a look what else we were looking at. None of those really. Yes, we were looking at some of these. So I'm going to play the mouse because I want to see these cheeks. I want to see how the cheeks have changed. Okay, so that's what I want to look at. So we're going to, for summer, I'm going to have you. For winter, I'm going to have you. And for desert, I'm going to have you. I'm going to drop all the consumables. Now, let's drop some of this. We don't need that. We only need 5 of those. We'll drop 40 of those. There we go. So we're going to try the mouse because I want to see So gonna give the mouse a go. So let's have a go with the mouse. Yeah, I'll do the 140 next because I haven't downloaded the big buffy thing is the whatever. So I just want to again I'm going to play it very aggressively. Okay, guys, I'm going to be playing it very aggressively because it's a test. So I'm not interested in anything else. I'm hopefully going to get some trade this way. Yes, they're already at the base. So I want to play it quite aggressively to see because the cheeks used to be dispersion's not bad. There's the WZ. So let's see. Okay, he can still smack me on the cheek. You lucky bugger. But, you see, he bounced me. dropped on everybody. so the mouse is not looking too bad. Okay, I'm liking the mouse. I like the mouse anyway, but it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. So not too bad. So let's have a look at this object 140. Here it is. Stick some decent stuff on it as per usual. Go legendary all the way. Okay, now let's drop these consumables because I don't need these. Okay, provisions, well, nothing's changed there with the provisions, so let's keep those as they are. Let's just change the equipment. Okay, so we want to drop this all the way down. Don't need so many. We'll drop that down to about, yeah, that's about right. Okay, so this is the Object 140. Let's give it a bash. Yeah, I did. I must admit, I wasn't keen on the 50B. We'll try it again though. But now we're going to jump into the Object 140. It's had a lot of changes to it, and I think it's going to be a tricky tank. You're going to have to play this one a little bit differently. I want to check this gun depression out. It's got an extra 1 degree apparently. Oh, ping! Wow. Thank you, ping. I'm not the only one struggling with ping by all accounts. Seems that a lot. Oh! I'm not the only one struggling with ping. Okay, this is a disaster. Wow. Well, you're not getting any idea of what's going on here with this tank. It's got a nice turn of speed, not going to lie. You're not getting any idea of what this tank's like to play. I'm not the only one struggling here, guys. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. I think that's what you call a server crash. Yeah, it's the server's crashed. It's crashed. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. I wasn't touching it. It wasn't me. Yeah, that's true, Eurostar. Now I've got ping of 700, so... But this is the server. This is the server. I think this... I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm not dead. They've just got more stuff than we've got. Oh, lots of things going on there. Look at that! I did some decent damage. As you can see, it wasn't just me. Let's give it another bash. Let's see if we can get something working. I don't think we can. I think that was a server crash. So yeah, it's a server crash. So just kick me out again, guys. No, I'm back in. So interesting, yeah. Well, that was definitely a server crash. So they got 2 Yos and a TVP. So well, the Object 1.4 has got a pretty decent turn of speed now, if I'm being honest. As I said, I'm not interested in winning or losing. I'm interested in seeing how the tanks perform. So don't take too much away from the fact that tell you what, that Yo's bottom plate is much nicer now. I was always going to die there. But hey, no, you don't need to win Eurostar. I'm liking the Object 140. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we could have done much better there. I'm liking the 140. I am liking the 140. It's looking nice. What other tanks were we going to test? What other tanks were we going to look at? I can't remember now what we were going to look at. I don't think there was anything in there. We've looked at those. Looked at those. Of course. Of course. I'm not going to stick the... Yes, I'm not. I refuse to stick that camo on it because I don't like it. Okay, consumables, sell, and sell. Let's have a look at how this one pans out. We need 5 of those, 10 of those, and 29 of those. So the 113 is going to get some changes to it. Must admit, the 140 is looking good, guys. 50B, let me just do the 113, then I'll jump back into the 50B. But the 140 is looking nice. I'm not going to lie, I do like the look of the 140. That's going to be a nice tank to play, guys. Well, my guys are over there, so I'm going to go with them. We're going to try and be, again, aggressive if we can. Oh, look at the turn on this now. Oh, that's much nicer. Oh, it's got mobility. It's always had good mobility forwards and backwards, but now you can turn the bloody thing. That's nice. That's lovely. That is nice. He dropped down. I didn't want him to drop down. I wanted him to stay up. They can take him out. I'm going to just rush onto these guys. Well, the armor doesn't seem as... Yeah, the armor's not as... doesn't seem to be as funky as it used to be. And of course, this LT is now having struggles. The LT is not having as much fun as they used to. As you can see. So, it's not bad. I'll do the 50B. The 50B is a bit ropey though, guys. But I will try the 50B again. We're going to We also need to try this tank. We do need to try this tank. Because this one is looking pretty obscene. Let's give it a bash. I'll do the 50B straight after this because this one was looking stonking. And I'm stuck again. Oh, here we go. Lump! Lump. I mean, again, we're just going to play it aggressively because there's no point. It's a test, yeah? There's no point. It doesn't matter if you win. It doesn't matter if you lose in an open test. The idea is putting the tank through its paces. Now he's on his shitty reload, bless him. Oh, he's managed to run away though. Our STB is, well, at the back. Don't sit at the back. It's an open test. Never sit at the back on an open test. No, you don't need to. It's not about winning. It's not about winning. It's It's got an extra bit of gun depression in the STB. It's looking nice though. Now he's dead. They're just toying with him. Yeah, but it's a very long, Yanni, it's a very long load magazine. It's like 25 seconds, man. It's 25 seconds. You know, it's a long time. It's not quick. It's not quick. Look at that. What a tank splits test crashed. It crashed. It wasn't me. It crashed. Effalump broke it. I blame him. Effalump broke the test server. It's all your fault, Effalump. Alright, let's give the as I promised Yanni, let's give it another bash. Let's see. So it's about 25 seconds reload. It's a long time. So there you go, 24.2 seconds. Okay, it's pretty lengthy. What did you say? I didn't see what you said. What did you say? Come on, guys. I just want to play it quite aggressively again. But, yeah, 25 seconds is a long time. And of course, I've now got absolutely no cover. Yeah, I really could have done with a little bit of help from this guy in the Heavy, but hey, there we go. But there you go. It's takes a bit of time. That 24 and a half seconds is a long time. The E50 is going to win this now. You watch. Only just. So that's what we're looking for, guys. I mean, it's yeah, it's looking a bit. Woo. Well, I just did almost 3K there, and like, boom. It's. That was only 2 clips. That's only 2 clips. So you've gotta. Well, have you seen that though, Yanni? I mean, in like, let's just see that again. Oh yeah, it's recorded. Recordings are disabled. But if you noticed, I mean, I only did 2 clips, and that's like almost 3K. That is obscene. I'm gonna, let me just see if I can do another one. Just want to see if I can do another one. And let's see if we can get all the shells. 2 clips. See if we can get all the shells into time. But 24 and a half seconds is a long time. But that was a lot of damage very quickly. At the decap. Not all of them are going to be at the decap. Wow, there you go, Yanni. You can do that. I mean, I didn't do as much damage, but I mean, it's getting used to it. Once you get used to it, you're gonna have this tank is going to be good fun. It's not going to be as easy as the 50B we're used to now, but yeah, Yanni, exactly. It's not looking bad. I'm telling you, it's not looking bad. I don't think you can be as aggressive as you used to be in it, but if they're capping, we'll cap. Now the hard part, which is basically waiting for that magazine to reload and not getting overzealous. Oh, it's another FV. Bloody hell. How many FVs did they add? They had 3. Crikey. Well, again, look at that, Yanni. I mean, I didn't play that particularly well, and I'm already knocking out almost 3k again. You know, it's going to be a good tuning tank, and I think you're right about that. Let's give it one more go, because I'm getting a feel for this 50B, and I'm getting a feel that it's going to be a bloody nightmare. Okay, you've got that long reload, but you're dishing out a shitload of damage very quickly. Very quickly. And I think as soon as you got used to its long load time, you can punish. Although that's annoying because I can't pen that little bugger. Still can't pen that little shit. However, it's not the end of the world just yet. That's just my ping. That's not... That's my ping, nothing else. To be honest. It's not the tank. And of course you can do shit like that when you've got this type of load. I needed that piranha to move earlier. He was very reluctant to move. He should have moved earlier. It's all luck, Yanni. I'm liking this. I'm liking the 50B now. When I first played it, I was like, nah, don't like it. Oh, you know, I'm actually liking it. I didn't do much damage there, but you know, you're able to stick those shots across and just really pump it. This will be my last game, though, guys, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think the 50B is going to look cool, and as you say, Yanni, you double them up. You've just got to be careful with this long load time, that's all. Let's see if this guy knows what he's doing and I'll stick with him. And then we could pretend we're doubled up. See, that's just ping. That's nothing else but ping. Yeah, that's just ping. Get out of the way, moron! Why did you do that? Why would you do that? You complete muppet. I could have killed the FV, man. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why that guy in the 50B did that then. I mean, I could have killed the FV a long time ago. And why he did what he did is beyond me. Very bizarre. Very bizarre. Well, you saved all your hit points while everybody else is having a battle. Well done. So, very strange move. No, Yanni. For the last couple of days, I've been having massive ping spikes, but no, it's terrible today. I'm normally playing on about 120, to be fair. I'm not normally playing on this, and I'm certainly not getting the ping spikes that I normally get, that I've been getting over the last couple of days. It's ever since the update, to be honest with you. Since the update, and I know they've done a patch update, and that made it nice for a little bit, but yeah, since they did the update, it's like... Right, this is the last giveaway, guys, I believe. So we did an FV, we did an AMX, let's have a look. So I did the FV, I did the AMX, and I did a bat chat. So this is the last one for those 3 camos. I'm going to play the 50B again. Just guess my damage. Right, so you need to just guess my damage, but you also need to know the in-game. You need to send your in-game name, your server, and your ID. If you want to know what your ID is, the ID is here. Look, it says user ID 139. So just need your user ID. That's all. It's all we need. Okay, and that's why my ping is so high, because it's open test C3, which is going through Russia. That's why it's so high. Right, so guess away, guys. Let's see if we can have a good game to finish on in the 50B. Okay. So I'm not going to be loaded by the time it gets up that hill, let's be honest. So our guys didn't rush up the hill, which has now presented us with a problem. Because they've got 2 Object 140s that are up a hill. So we're in a bit of trouble here, if the truth be known. Do you want to shoot him? Oh, bloody hell, Kranwagen. So not a fantastic team here, to be fair. Even on the test server, you don't get fantastic teams. It's got nothing to do with mines, guys. It's got everything to do with the teams. So not great team. And when you don't have a great team, you just get smacked. And you know, we never had a good team there. As you see. Not a good team. Not a good team. So, unfortunately, guys, my only damage was about 800. So, let's try again. That was a terrible team. A terrible team. Just a terrible team. And don't forget, I mean, because it's open test, all they're doing is migrating their own stuff across. Let's have a look. Ooh. Ooh. How did that bounce off him, eh? You just had to hold out on these. La di da di da di da. We're not even going to get to him on time. See, it all depends on the teams. It all depends on the teams. We only entered one clip, and I've been kicked out. Anyway, we're going to leave it there now, guys. I will work out all the people who's out there who entered. It was pretty straightforward stuff, but it's crashed again. So that's just the open test, though, guys. Okay, just the open test. Oh look, we're back. So. 0.59%. And I haven't played 1,000 battles today, so just goes to show you. Oh, we won. We didn't do much damage, just 1,000. So there we go. Anyway, that's what the balances are actually looking to do. They're looking to do balances, and you know it's not going to be as traumatic as people think. I mean, I'm liking what the Object 140 looks like. Played it earlier. I'm liking that. Liking the E50 now. When I first rolled out it was like, but now I've got used to it. It's actually a nice tank, and you know, for as Yanni said, if you double them up and you've got two decent players in this thing, you're going to be an absolute nightmare. You know, you are going to be a damage machine, and you're going to have so much fun in it. Don't know about the FV4005 yet, but it's looking okay. It's looking pretty similar to the FV. T57 Heavy is not looking too bad. Liking the fact that they got rid of that bottom plate on the Yo. Well, they haven't got rid of it, but you know, I was penning it easily with the Object 140. So there's some interesting changes coming, guys. There's some interesting changes, and I think they're right. I think it's more rebalancing than anything else, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, keep an eye on my community tab, because that's where all the winners will be posted. For those who won the camos. So you got to keep an eye on the community tab. Okay, so right, until then, we'll catch you in a bit, guys. Have a good one, and that's been the open test. Hope you had fun. I know I did. So catch you all later. Bye for now. Oh.